it on. That's what I'm talking about. Show and prove.
The doctor has made an appearance.
Oh, Birdman.
Got the tassel on him. Got the tassel.
Screwing
Got
up.
the tassels.
Birdman, let's go. Music, man. Come on.
Screwing up.
We are live.
Yes, we are.
Go ahead, Big T.
All right. Well, hey, what's happening, everybody? Once again, it's time for At Home with the Crossover. I am your man, Big T, alongside my tag team partners, the usual cast of characters. Boy, hey, it's graduation season and everybody is showing it on here. We got none other than the First Lady, Mama, the doctor, the entrepreneur.
Literally.
He is in the house and we talking about none other than TP. What's going on, TP?
Blessings and graduation. Blessings and graduation.
There you go. There you go. And then we got Blind Man Radar is in the house. Blind as a bat. What's that picture on the wall behind you, Radar Charles?
You know what? Don't worry about that picture on the wall.
You don't know what it is, do you? Yeah, anyway, Blind Man Radar is in the house. Radar, what's up?
Narrow is the way, Big T. When you in the water all day.
Okay.
It's very narrow when you're in the water all day.
And
yes,
you're
sir.
in the water all day, all right?
All day.
And then we got the man that just graduated, sound engineer, all that good stuff. He got his graduation cap on, a proud Titan. And he's got once again, he got that championship belt. Now, I still don't know how he won the belt. You know, I don't know who he beat to get that belt, but anyway, he's got it on. We're talking about none other than Birdman is in the house. Bird, what's up? Get it right, man.
Don't mute, man.
Thank you all for the support in my second degree.
There you go, man. Love it. Love it.
Salute.
All right. Hey, and together we are the Tunnel Crew, watching everything that happens inside and outside the tunnel, leading to the lines of competition in the world of sports. Today on At Home with the Crossover, we break down the NBA playoffs, including the Bucks reign. That's right, Radar Charles. The end of the Bucks reign, the destruction of Chris Paul and the Suns, and the NFL schedule was released, and much, much more. But first, joining us again is our friend, one of our favorite guys. He's the longest standing season ticket holder in the history of Carolina Hurricanes. He is also the Carolina Hurricanes NHL correspondent for this show, At Home with the Crossover. We're talking about none other than our guy, Larry. He's back to join us to break down the first round of NHL playoffs, talk about what the Carolina Hurricanes did. And he joins us right now. Larry, what is going on?
Oh, a lot's going on over here.
hey, y'all notice Larry got the playoff beard growing?
I see that, man.
I'm working on it.
He look like a GM, don't he?
He is growing the playoff beard. Looking good, Larry. All right, so let's jump right on in here. Before we get exclusively to the Carolina Hurricanes, I want to talk NHL playoffs, because we always talk about how the NHL playoffs are one of the toughest postseasons in all of sports. And that was evidenced by, you got 8 games in the first round, and 5 out of those 8 games went the distance, went all 7 games. And out of those 7 games that went the distance, 2 out of those 5, out of those 5 games that went the distance, 2 out of those 5 went to overtime. Okay. 2 out of those 5 game 7s, went to overtime. So not trying to confuse everybody. I'm sorry. I'll get it together. And then the other 2 out of 3 games were 1-goal games. So once again, like we said, you're talking about 7-game series, you're talking about overtime in those game 7s, and then you're talking about 1-goal games and the ones that didn't go to overtime. So that brings me to this first question, Larry. There was a record number of goals scored in the 1st
Mhm.
round
That's
until
correct.
those game sevens when things got tight. So are you surprised with how the 1st round is going, or is this just hockey? Is just business as usual for hockey?
Well, I really wasn't expecting as many game sevens.
Mm-hmm.
But there, remember, in the East, all of the teams from the East, 8 teams from the East, all had 100 points or more during the season. That
Mm-hmm.
has never happened before in the NHL. Okay. So, really, any of those teams on any given night could beat any of those other teams.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
The West is a little more clearly defined, but it's not very different. Colorado swept their opponent, Nashville, in 4 games. That's the only dominant team that we've seen,
Mm-hmm.
but they still have to get through the West. So
Yeah.
it's anybody's game at this point. There are 8 great teams in the playoffs, soon to be 4.
Yeah.
And any of those 4 could be there. Any
There
of
you
them.
go.
Any of them. So yeah,
including our Carolina Hurricanes, and
that's
you know
correct.
they jumped out 2 games to zip, and in dominant fashion in those first 2 games. What was it 5-1, 5-2, something like that, I think.
Right.
And and then things got a little dicey. They went
Yeah.
back to Boston, and Boston tied that thing up, but they came back to Raleigh, and once again the Canes, put 5 goals on the board. I think they
Right.
beat them 15-3 in the
Yes.
first 3 home games of the series.
That's correct.
Man, that's domination.
Yeah.
But that last game, it was a little dicey there. But you had the man Max Domi, had 2 goals and an assist, and of course, those who don't know, he's Ty Domi's son. Ty Domi is an NHL legend, and he saved the day in a sense.
He did.
So your
And
thoughts on how it went down in Game 7, 3-2 win by the Canes over Boston?
well, it all depended on the way the lineups went.
Mm-hmm.
In the NHL, when a team changes the line, in other words, when a group of 5 players get off the ice and they replace them, the visiting team has to put their people on the ice first, which
Okay.
means the home team has the advantage of choosing who they want to play against that line.
Okay.
We were never able to have our physical men play against their number 1 line in Boston. And in Raleigh, we were able to do that, and we prevented goals from happening with that line. And that's what made the difference.
So once again, it's one of those rules in hockey that throws people off, people that don't keep up with the sport,
Right.
but it's one of those interesting rules that adds another layer to the game, to the sport.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, any of the other tunnel crew members want to ask Larry something about the Canes, the playoffs? I'm gonna step out and let you guys step in.
Yeah, we're
guys
trying to
step
hear
in.
you talk, Big T. I got a question.
Well, you
Larry. How long did it take for you to grow that GM 4 o'clock shadow, sir?
I started. Well, my birthday was April 28th, and that was the last game of the regular season.
Okay.
I didn't start it until that weekend, so that's about May 1st that I started it. So
I didn't know if that was part of your thing to keep the streak going for the Hurricanes. You know how some guys don't shave or change deodorant.
Yeah, I started it because of that.
Okay.
I'm not sure that my wife wants me to continue it, but as long as we're playing, I'm planning on wearing it.
Hey, I want to see the Canes go all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals and go 7 games, so we can see how long this thing gets. You know?
I did trim it up. I did.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I looked really scraggly over the weekend, but yeah, I trimmed it up. So,
scraggly is NHL playoff style.
Oh yeah,
that's the way the players look.
I love the guys with the beard down to their chest. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's right. Well, hey, I sent. I was watching. I don't remember what game it was. Watching one of the games. And I sent Aggie P because Aggie P loves physicality. So I sent him a little video clip that I recorded off the TV of 3 hits in a row. You know, in less than 2 minutes to start that game.
Yes.
And out of the 3, the Canes hit was the hardest. But
yes,
you know, he texts back and said, "I love it. I love it."
Did you see our defenseman take the Boston Bruin and slide him down the bench for Boston? Slid, and then tried to push him over into the bench, but he couldn't get him over. But oh yeah, it's that's playoff hockey.
Yeah,
hockey. And you know, now that Boston has completed their run, they've announced that 2 of the players are going in for surgery.
Ooh.
And that happens typically after every season. You know, they announce all kinds of injuries that you didn't know about.
Well, we want to take credit for that, though. We want to say, yeah, that's right. That's right. When you play the Carolina Hurricanes, you're going to need some medical attention after the series ends.
Remember who did that to you.
That's right. Hey, anybody else got a question for Larry?
No, I came in kind of late, Big T, but I just want to say it just seemed like when the Hurricanes play at home, I mean, what is the streak they have going?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, it is crazy. And I'm not sure what that streak is, but it is amazing. Remember, when we went out to Colorado and lost, we lost 2 key players. We lost the goalie and we lost the captain of the team, Jordan Stahl.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was, oh man, this is it. We've lost it now. We won 6 straight games then.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's what got us the number 2 seed in the East after Florida, behind Florida. So,
and I think one of the things Aggie P's kind of referencing is, didn't they just by winning that Game 7, that was their 6th straight Game 7 win, which ties the NHL record for the most Game 7 wins in a row?
I believe that's correct. Yes.
Yeah. So we need another Game 7. I mean, I'd hate to get a Game 7, you know, anything can happen in Game 7, but we want to break that record now. Let's go ahead and get us another one.
That's true.
And get 7 straight, so we can be on top of the perch, you know.
That's nerve-wracking, I'll tell you.
There you go. Well, real quick. Oh, go ahead, TP.
Well, I just want Larry to know that Small Wonder said that you have her watching hockey now. So she said all the way Hurricanes.
Awesome.
Yeah, so you turning a lot of people on to hockey. Good. I just want you to know.
That's kind of my mission. I have introduced a lot of people to hockey. It's just a great sport.
Yeah. Matter of fact, she just asked a question and said, how long did you say that you've been a Canes fan again?
Well, since they came to Greensboro in 1997.
Okay.
It will be the 25th year next year, I believe it is. Yeah, that's the 25th year. So that's how long I've been a Canes fan.
There you go. And he's a diehard. I mean, an absolute diehard. All right, Larry, we got 30 seconds left. Give us a hockey name of the day on the way out the door.
Okay, well, we're playing the New York Rangers. So I went through the roster of the New York Rangers, and I came up with Igor Shesterkin. He's a Russian goalie. He is their fantastic young goalie. So that's the name.
Igor
Shesterkin.
Hey, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Hey, Larry, thank you. We appreciate
too. One of them is Miko Zibanejad. He's also on the team. So,
hey, more power to you, man, for being able to pronounce that.
I practiced.
There you go. Hey, Larry, we appreciate you joining us again. And hey, look forward to the Canes continuing this run. Go Canes.
Go Canes. See you next month.
There you go.
Okay. Bye.
Hey, everybody. We thank Larry for joining us once again, got us updated. We know what's going on now. When we come back, we're going to move on to the NBA. You're listening to At Home with the Crossover.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometowninservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. Once again, we want to thank Larry for taking the time to join us on the show, break down the NHL, break down Carolina Hurricanes hockey, and hey, looking good. Canes moving on, play the Rangers starting tomorrow night, game 1. We'll see if they can keep it going and keep that that playoff beard for Larry going, you know. And I might join him. I might grow a playoff beard. Let mine go a little, you know, try and get a ZZ Top beard.
Oh.
Go right
We
ahead.
don't need that. We don't need that.
They say go right ahead.
Go right ahead, buddy.
All right. Well, hey, listen up, everybody. You can catch all the members of the Tunnel Crew every week. Blind Man Radar sitting there shaking his head. I don't know why, because he don't know what he's looking at, don't know what he can see. But hey, Birdman, he gonna wear that graduation cap for the next 2 years. You know, we're gonna be like, man, when you gonna take the cap off, bro? We'll be spinning the belt and everything. And of course, Aggie P, you know, repping Aggie Pride nationwide. Matter of fact, Aggie P, you know, you tuned in a little late. What's up, man? Welcome.
Hey, man, just glad to be here, Big T.
There you go.
It's been one of them days, man. Whew,
hey,
but I'm
I
here.
Understand.
Yeah.
Hey, Big T. Ever since he got that new mic, he been showing up late. Like he's special or something.
Hey,
like he the lead singer.
Hey, he tried to tweak the mic, you know, he trying to get it.
Don't touch my mic.
Eddie Kane Jr.
Hey, and then of course we got the queen, the first lady, the doctor, you know, the entrepreneur, which has really been busy with on the entrepreneurial side. So, and she's been busy with wrapping up the school year, getting test graded and all that stuff. Hey, so you don't want to miss any of the members of the Tunnel Crew. And you can catch us every Tuesday night live on YouTube at the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell everybody that you know about the show, because you don't want to miss out on this. And then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. So catch us every week, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube, Thursday night, 7 p.m. on WLJFradio.com. Into the hot topics, the hottest stories of sports may not be what everybody else is talking about, but it's things we, the Tunnel Crew, want to talk about. And we begin tonight, the hot topics with the NBA Conference Finals. They are set. We're down to 4 teams, and we will know in a week and a half or so who the participants in the NBA Finals will be. And for the Heat, the Miami Heat, it was a pretty easy dispatching of the 76ers. Last week we talked about, we were a little concerned for them because they jumped out 2-0, and then the Sixers came back, tied it up 2 apiece. But then they just went on a tear and said, y'all get on out of here. We ain't worried about y'all. Y'all go ahead and go home, sit down somewhere. And then the Warriors, man, I hate that Ja Morant got hurt because I really feel like if Ja didn't get hurt, that series could have been different. But the Warriors dispatched the Grizzlies and sent them home. But there's a pair of game 7s that we want to highlight, because in Boston on Sunday, you had Giannis and the guys, as he calls him, the new king. They had a chance to stay alive in their quest to repeat as NBA champions. Unfortunately for Giannis, his 25 points, 20 rebounds, and 9 assists was not enough because he didn't get a lot of help. I mean, he had 21 points from Drew Holiday and only 15 points combined from the bench as the Boston Celtics just absolutely annihilated the Bucks by 20. Yeah, they did. Annihilated them by 28 points. And, at halftime, it was a close game. It was only a 5-point lead at the half. And then from there, it just spiraled out of control, man. It just fell apart. But, hey, the real reason it got out of hand was because of a forward that nobody ever talks about. Grant Williams went off on your boys' radar. 27 points by Grant. This dude was 7 out of 18 3-pointers. He was just jacking them up all day long and just pretty much killed your guy. And he outshined Jason Tatum. Tatum only had 23 points. So I'm going to hand it off to Tunnel Crew. Your thoughts on Boston just absolutely obliterating. Obliterating.
Take it from here, Radar. Take it from here, friend.
You know what, Big T? I applaud you on the way how descriptive you was on how the game went, Yeah. But you know what? Hats off to Celtics. And it just goes to show how much competition there is bubbling up in the NBA. Giannis ain't gonna have an easy time of it. But I guarantee you this, he will be back next year. He'll be back. Don't count him out now. Don't count him out.
Okay. So one quick question for you. Now, this is a serious question. I'm not trying to be funny. Do you think he needs some help beyond, because Chris Middleton was out? Chris Middleton missed the whole series.
Let me just say that too. Fletcher Ashley just said the Bucks missed Middleton.
There you go. Thank you, Hey, TP is on top of that social media. Appreciate that.
Yes.
Appreciate it, Fletch, because you're right. I mean, he was out the whole series, and you got to have, if there's a Batman, you got to have a Robin, and that's his Robin. But beyond that, does he need somebody else?
I think they need somebody else. In all due respect to Middleton, he's a great ball player, him and Collison. But I still think they need somebody else that can just really create their own shot.
Yeah. I tell you what, that little Duke, Grayson Allen, every time I looked up and saw him, I was like, why is he out there? He was turning the ball over, jacking up bad shots, and getting absolutely destroyed on defense. I mean, he couldn't guard anybody. So
they gave him that big contract, so they trying to make him earn it. But he looked like that was the first time he played ball.
Yeah. He's a liability.
Let me ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sitting here thinking off the top of my head, so maybe y'all know this.
Mm-hmm.
Name the top 3 for the Bucks.
Giannis, Middleton, and Drew Holiday. That's the 3 I would go with. But you're a Bucks fan,
That's my big three too. That's my big three. Yeah. But Holiday, I mean, because Holiday is great, but Holiday sometimes he gets
not
consistent.
Yeah.
He's not consistent at all.
Yeah. And that's why I was asking, do they need I say keep Chris Middleton, because once he's healthy, he can give you between 25 and 30 points any given night. But do you need to go out and get a Holiday? Because like y'all said, Drew is inconsistent up and down.
Well, with the crop of guys that are coming up right now in free agency, I think they could get somebody younger and more of a shooter, somebody who can create their own shot.
Yeah,
like a young Jaylen Brown.
So I saved you for
they
last.
Get street clothes.
The street clothes.
I'm sorry, Radar.
All right, so I saved Bird for last because Bird, he been going back and forth with Radar on our text thread because he's a LeBron guy and he takes offense at Radar calling Giannis the new king because of course LeBron is called the king, King James. So Bird, all right, go ahead, your turn.
Listen, don't you ever disrespect LeBron like now, because he's sitting on the couch just like Giannis sitting on the couch. The proverbial playoff couch. Look, the Bulls looking at him like this. Thought you were supposed to be at the championship game, my boy. I'm just saying, don't put that much pressure on him. I tried telling you, Radar. What did I say? They said the same thing about the Chiefs. Where were the Chiefs at the year after? They said the same thing about the Bucks. Where were they at the year after? Which just goes to show you that just because you won the championship the year before, that don't necessarily mean that if you get back to the playoffs, you're going to win it again and repeat.
Okay. All right. Radar.
Well, like beating Durant and company is a small feat. And that's the second time, right? Right, AP? We dismantled him last year and we dismantled him this year. So I don't know why Big T got convenient amnesia right now. Like my boys don't put in that work. You know what I mean? We put that work in. And we did take him to game 7, right? It wasn't no blow by. So
yeah. They put in the work.
You
got blown out.
The only difference between Giannis and LeBron had time to shoot a movie. and then it wasn't even good.
Again, LeBron in his prime went to 2 straight finals, won 2 championships. What did Giannis do in his prime? Won 1 championship and then got to the playoffs and choked.
Well, I don't think his prime is over yet.
Right. He's still kind of young.
Yeah. Right. Give him a chance, buddy. Store.
Hey, Bird to put his career in the grave already.
Yeah. The Greek freak just needed some help. That's all.
Yeah.
I think I'll say this though: if y'all want, if they're going to look for some help, there's some rumors going around, and I saw this online saying that they could go after Damian Lillard.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, that'd give them some offensive punch.
I mean, just think about it. That gives some offensive depth.
Yeah.
We need somebody who's going to play. We don't need nobody over 30. We need some young bucks. So we need some young bucks, not no older. We don't need no elders.
TP, what you say? Said that Grayson Allen choked like Blue Devils. That's what Fletcher actually said.
Wow.
Grayson Allen choked like Blue Devils.
Choke. Hey, I think he did because I was sitting there watching. I was like, why is this guy even in here? I mean, I kept thinking that for like 2 straight games, he was missing everything he put up. He was getting destroyed on defense. He couldn't guard his man. He's turning the ball over. I was like, why is this guy out there? I mean, I know Chris Middleton's hurt. Y'all don't have a better option.
And they gave him that new contract after they won the championship, like it was because of him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, y'all got to live with him now. So,
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get ready to move on because there was another top seed. There was another team that had a game 7. They were the top seed in the West. And they actually got obliterated worse than Radar's Bucks, man. I mean, it was absolute embarrassing. They got beat at home by 33 points. They were down by 46 points at one point in that game as Luka and the Mavs just tore right through them. Luka had 35 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Brunson added 24, and then Spencer Dinwiddie, man, poured in 30. Then you look on the other side, and you got guys like CP3 putting up 10 points, Devin Booker only putting up 11 points. And I'm just thinking to myself, what in the world? They had nobody on that team scored more than 12 points for the Suns in that blowout, that annihilation. And if you look back over the series, man, CP3, you know, he only had 13 points in game 6, only had 7 points in game 5, only had 12 points in game 3. I mean, he just disappeared, you know. And my question to the Tunnel Crew is, Devin Booker is the young guy.
Yeah.
CP3 is the old man. Are they putting too much pressure on CP3 to carry the load? Devin Booker, remember we talked about Booker last year in the finals, how he just disappeared. What is going on with him?
Well, I think Big T, I think you said it. You know, everybody looked to CP3 to be the leader and to create stuff and everything. And being a player that Booker, you know, he has to sit and watch that, and he's not as, you know, involved. Yeah. So I think if CP3 is going to stay, I think they need to switch those roles, man.
Yeah.
You know, put that ball in Booker's hands more, let him create. He's younger. He's a good shooter. He can take it to the rock, take it to the basket. I'm sorry. Yeah. You know, so, you know, that's what I would do. Because, hey, let's look at it. CP3 has been doing this a while.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's my opinion on
it. Hey, and the tired legs showed up in the end, you know.
Well, that brings a good segue, because Fletcher Ashley said when CP3 turned 37, he started playing like he was 47.
Wow.
You know something? We see guys break down in sport, but y'all tell me this. Do y'all agree with this? It seemed like NBA players, they fall off the cliff faster than anybody, though. I mean, they go from being dominant and awesome to you'd be like, what happened in one season? You know, I mean, it's amazing. And I guess because it's such a quick twitch sport that relies on, you know, the running, the jumping, and all that stuff, that, you know, and then they play so many games.
Yeah.
But I think,
as we get ready to go to this hard break, I think that, that, you know, when you see these NBA players, the thing is, we have to remember that they're running, they're jumping, and all of that. And at least in football, somebody can come in and sub for you, but it doesn't always work like that in the NBA.
That's exactly right. All right, everybody, listen up. Catch us every week, Tuesday nights, live on YouTube. Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel is the place. 7 p.m. is the time. And you can go to YouTube, to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell everybody about it, and catch us every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app, and it's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. When we come back, more of the hot topics, and it'll be time for the question of the day.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, or email me at hometown, INSSERVICE, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, two locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. Make sure you catch us every Tuesday night live on YouTube, 7 p.m. is the time. Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel is the place, and you can find us Tuesday night, 7 p.m. live there. And then on Thursday nights, 7 p.m., catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also listen to it on the WLJF app, which is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. So be sure to catch us every week, Tuesday night, 7 p.m., Thursday night, 7 p.m. All right, real quick, before we get into our question of the day. TP, yes, please, social media. Let us know what people are saying, what's going on out there.
So everyone wants to really congratulate Bird on graduating. And
There
so
you go.
I wore my regalia for the first segment just to say congratulations and also in his honor. So Miss Niecy Pfeiffer said that she cried, and I don't blame her. And she said that, yes, that she is so proud of her son, Birdman. She said there's not enough time for me to tell him how proud I am of him.
There you go.
And we are also very proud of Birdman. So the conversation is going on. Everybody's saying their congratulations and letting him know that we are very proud of him. So even though he got the trophy, he can put that trophy down and just wear his hat, because I think the trophy is kind of overshadowing all of his accomplishments for tonight. So you can put the WWE belt down because that hat trumps that belt for tonight.
Hey, it does. Hey, that was really earned.
Yeah. That was earned and not bought from the store. So hey,
there you go. Congratulations, Bird. Hey, Bird, technical difficulties, man. We want to hear what you got to say.
I was just saying thank you all for the congratulations and everything. I really do appreciate it.
There you go. Hey, man,
Sir.
Good work, man. And you earned it. You know, you worked hard, you earned it. So congratulations to you. All right. So really quickly here, we had TP had brought to our attention a story that came out last week. And I know we got to get to our question of the day, but last week actually 2 weeks ago, I think on Facebook and Players Tribune, Tariq Cohen penned an article, and the title of it was "A Letter to My Younger Self," and it was a fascinating read. If you have not read it, go online and Google Tariq Cohen "Letter to My Younger Self," and I'm sure it'll come up either on his Facebook page or on the Players Tribune. And he talked about working hard to go from an HBCU to the NFL, and then all the trials and tribulations that have come, along with that journey, including, the money situation, everything. He said before his signing bonus cleared, he was $99 in the hole, and took a screenshot of his bank account to show it as proof, and after he got the money, it was, a lot of, hey, can you do this and can you do that? But people don't realize, when you're a rookie like he is, and, he wasn't drafted extremely high, his signing bonus was $600 and something thousand. Well, for us, that's a lot of money, but for NFL guys, that's not a ton. And people tend to look at it as, oh, you're rich now. You can give me this, you can give me that. And so a lot of stuff went down with his brothers, his younger brothers. And one of them got involved in drugs and things like that, and got shot in the head and was paralyzed. And the other brother, we talked about this story on the show a while back. The other brother was involved in a traffic stop by police, exited the vehicle, ran, and climbed a fence and was electrocuted at a electrical power station and was killed. And then just this April, his other brother, the one that was paralyzed, shot in the head, he was killed in a car accident. And that didn't happen until after Tariq had finished this story and handed it over for them to post it on the Players Tribune. So, just want to get everybody's thoughts on, this story, because I mean, it's really powerful, because he feels a lot of guilt, he said, for his brothers and the situation that they were in, because, one of the brothers kept saying, hey, if you were here, this wouldn't happen, And my question is, we know as family, you're gonna feel an obligation to help your family and everything. But if he had done everything that it seems like was wanting from him, from family and stuff like that, he wouldn't be where he is now. I mean, he signed a 17-something million contract, and 12 million of that was guaranteed. That's life-changing money. So everybody's thoughts on this story and him dealing with depression and just beating himself up, feeling like, he's responsible for both of his brothers no longer being here.
Well, I just want to say, I feel like this is the question of the day. And, I feel like this is the question of the day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let someone else comment first, and then I'll kind of come back.
Yeah.
Well, Big T, it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I read the article, and that's a lot for someone to have on them.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, being the one that made it,
mm-hmm.
and then once God bless you to make it, you got to look back and people saying, if you had, it's kind of like if you hadn't made it and been here with us, we wouldn't be in this situation. So, it's tough for Tariq, and we just have to continue to be in prayer for him, because I just read today that he got hurt in practice.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know what God is preparing him for.
Yeah.
But it's going to be big, because this is a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
This is a lot, man. I mean, time you sign a big contract, you get hurt.
Yep.
And then you go through everything with your brothers. And now he's back and was doing great. And whatever this injury is, it's going to set him back some. So, and I hope he has a good support system.
Yeah.
Even a therapist. I mean, whatever he needs, man. It just, we just have to be in prayer for him. It is, I mean, I can't put into words. It's just a lot.
Yeah, it is.
For a young man to be up under, but hey, he will be okay. He'll get through it. And we just have to wait and see what God has in store for him.
Well, and when you, in that article, I don't know if you saw the part, I'm sure you did, where he mentioned, kind of like what you were saying, Agape, it's like, you shouldn't be at this point, but if you're not at this point, then you can't really help, and he mentioned something about, it almost feel like like him making it was like a deal with the devil, and I hate to hear him feel like that,
Right.
But he said it's almost like, and what I take from that is it's like him saying, I've traded, this level of accomplishment and success, for the loss of my brothers, and, and feeling guilty for it and all that stuff, which is, it's terrible that he feels that way because he shouldn't feel that way, you know.
Exactly. Right.
Well, and I'm glad you went there with it, Big T and Aggie P, because you know how over time once you get further away from a situation, you start to look at it differently.
Mm-hmm.
You start to analyze it differently, because just like when he told TP he wasn't planning on being in the league soon, but not under these circumstances, did he think he was going to be in and out. And like Aggie P's point, I love it when I see people getting it's like unfair burdens and curses of people that are going to do what they're going to do, regardless of if you're here or there.
Yeah.
But they'll tell you, but it's to distract you, because either you're going to feed yourself what God is telling you, or you're going to feed yourself what man and family are telling you. And I think this is just going to be a really huge recalibrating moment for Tyreek in terms of who he is and who he has around him going forward.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's bigger than in the NFL.
Yeah.
Way bigger.
I just really believe that, man. I just believe the testimony and everything is leading him somewhere, and it's bigger than the NFL. So.
Yep. Tony Evans' son that played for the Cowboys and, you know, suffered a career-ending injury early in his career. And, you know, he always thought he was going to be this big-time NFL star and everything. And now God is using him as a chaplain for the Cowboys, stuff like that. And he talked about how, you know, God had to take him through that path to open up the door for him to be a chaplain, because he said, you know, now when he talks to the players, he has the experience of having been in the trenches, having done what they're doing, you know, knows the game from the inside. They'll listen to him. And he said, and he finds that they do listen to him more because of his experience, his background. But unfortunately, you know, for a lot of people, they would say, yeah, but you didn't make it. You didn't. But he understands that wasn't what it was all about. In God's eyes, it was about using the NFL to get him to this place where he can reach people for eternity, and more than just, you know, accolades and accomplishments, things like that.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and comment. I just wanted to say, you know, when I read the letter, I knew a lot of it already. My thing is, I really want Tariq to have a closer walk with Christ, because it's just like what Aggie P is saying, that God will take you through some things and you don't understand, but we all have the same 24 hours every day. And I go back to your question. I think anytime anything happens in life, we always say what if, or when we always have guilt. And that's not going to escape him, especially because he's had a twin. I've read so many comments about when you have a twin and what that loss is about. And then with his younger brother, he seemed to be a little bit more understanding of saying the pain. But you know what? It wouldn't matter what amount of money, because even if he didn't play football, who knows? Tariq could have been the same one that was out there with the other two brothers, and then all three could have been. So, you know, I'll just commend him even for writing that. And for writing it. And I think it was therapeutic for him as well. Because like I said, with if you are on his social media, then you understand how the twin relationship was so much harder. And then he was trying to save the younger, then you understand then that because he was already paralyzed and because he was going through some things, Tariq kind of felt that too. So
well, hey, I just want to let the audience know that, you know, that we plan certain things before we come on the air, and we had planned to do a different question today. We had planned to talk about this story, but do a different question today. But one of the things I love is when God says, "Nah, I want you to stay here." And so God has the right to take us in a totally different direction. And that's what he did tonight. This became our question of the day. It wasn't originally going to be, but this is what God wanted us to talk about as our question today. And I think that it was absolutely the right thing to do. Hey, everybody, catch us every Tuesday night live on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and tell everybody you know about it. Then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app, which is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. When we come back, it's time for the wrap-up.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
It's time now for the crossover wrap-up report. Let's send it back to the Tongue Crew.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. And just a couple of quick mentions before we get into our picks and all of that good stuff. The NFL schedule was released like we talked about last week. A couple of highlights on the schedule. Monday Night Football, week 1, features Broncos at the Seahawks. Of course, that's Russell Wilson returning to Seattle, and they're getting that one out the way early. I mean, first week, they're like, let's go ahead and get that one done, get it out the way. Sunday Night Football features for the Thursday night opener. You know, they always have the champs on the opener. The Bills, who are a lot of people's favorites to get to the big game, possibly win it. They'll be at the defending champ Rams to open up the season on that Thursday night game. And then on that Sunday night opener, you got Tampa Bay, Tom Brady's return at Dallas. Remember last year, Dallas opened up at Tampa Bay in that season opener on Thursday night, and that game was a barn burner. It went down to the wire, so you get a round 2 of that. And then you get a rematch of the big game from a couple of years ago when the Bucs just absolutely manhandled Mahomes and Kansas City. You get that rematch week 4 of Sunday Night Football. So that's just a couple of quick mentions with the schedule coming out last week. And Tiger is set to play in the PGA tournament this weekend. A lot of people expecting big things out of him. So we'll see what he does. We'll talk about that next week. And speaking of Monday Night Football, they announced today that next year they're going to have 3 doubleheaders on Monday Night Football, and they're finally getting a flex schedule in December. So they'll be able to swap some games out if they got terrible. Because, you know, lately, Monday nights had some horrible games going down the stretch of the season. Well, they've changed that. Starting next year, they're going to have flex scheduling for Monday Night Football. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and look at what we got going on. So the overall last week, we had Bromell and Birdman finished 4-2. There you go. They were 4-2, so they won the week. They get another coveted star for a weekly win for a tiebreaker. And then Aggie P, Radar, Stats, and TP, the Queen, all went 3-3. Man, this is like a 3rd or 4th week in a row. I came up in the bottom, man. I finished last again, 2-4. It's been a rough stretch for me. I'm trying to dig my way out of the hole, but it's not working. All right, so let's see the overall standings. And the overall standings look like this. Got Bromell on top with 83 wins. And then you got me and Radar are tied at second with 78 wins. You got Aggie P is in fourth place with 76 wins. TP is fifth place with 73 wins. Birdman is sixth place with 66 wins. He's 10 games out of fourth place with that fourth coveted playoff spot. And Stats got 63 wins. He's 13 games back of the final playoff spot. So the games for this week that we had to pick look like this. We had the NBA games. We're picking the conference finals, Celtics versus Heat, Mavericks versus Warriors. Then we had everybody had to pick those two. Then you had the option of any two out of these next three. You got the Canes versus the Rangers series. You had to pick whether the Canes would sweep. Canes would lead the series by the next show. Canes would be tied by the next show. They would trail the series by the next show, or they get swept by the next show. Then we got the Preakness horse racing coming up this weekend, and you had to pick your horse that you think is gonna win. And then we had a Major League Baseball matchup coming up this weekend. The Padres at 22-13 are on the road at the Giants for a 3-game series. The Giants at 20-14. You had to pick whether the winner would be up 3-0 or 2-1. All right, so let's go ahead and get everybody's picks. Bro Mel is I'll go ahead and read his. He's got the Heat, the Warriors, the Giants 2-1, win the series 2-1, or lead if there's a rain cancellation. And he's got the Hurricanes leading by the time we come on for our next show. Next is me. I've got the Heat and the Warriors winning the series. I got the Hurricanes leading. And then I've got Skippy Longstocking winning the Preakness in the horse racing. Next is Radar. Go ahead and give us yours, sir.
All right, I got the Heat, the Warriors, Padres 3-0, and Creative Minister in the Preakness.
Creative Minister. I like that. All right, Aggie P.
Yes, sir. I got the Heat, the Warriors, Hurricanes with the lead, and Epicenter.
All right, in the Preakness, Epicenter. You did your research, I see.
Yeah, well, I know we ain't got enough time. The two dark-skinned horses, one of them is not going to run.
Okay.
Man, that's one, Zandon. All right, go ahead, TP. Look it up. Zandon. Boy, it's beautiful, man.
I have the Celtics, the Warriors, the Padres, and the Hurricanes lead. And off the board, I picked Pippi Longstocking too, off the board.
You can say it off the board, Pippi Longstocking. All right, Bird.
I got the Celtics, the Mavs, the Padres 2-1 or a tie if rain cancellation, and the Hurricanes lead.
All right. And Stats has got the Celtics, the Warriors, the Giants with a 2-1 lead, or the Giants leading if there's a rain cancellation for any reason. And he's got the Hurricanes leading by the time the next show comes around. All right, it is time for our shut up and play or shout out candidates. And I'm going to start with the Queen.
I want to give a shout out to Tariq Cohen's family and just say that we're praying for you. And Miss Felicia Jones also said that when this is over, he's going to have the biggest testimony. I truly.
Absolutely. Radar.
Shout out to Tariq Cohen and family.
Yeah, there you go. Aggie P.
Same thing, Big T. Shout out to Tariq Cohen and family.
There you go. Birdman.
Shout out to all the listeners and viewers for congratulating me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to piggyback off of everybody else. Tariq Cohen, we're praying for you, brother. And like you said, God's going to do something big. All right, for the Queen.
Blessings.
For Radar.
Narrow is the way.
For Aggie P.
No weapon.
For Birdman.
Whosoever believeth in him.
There you go. I'm your man, Big T, signing off and saying, no matter where you are, look up, know that your creator's there. Until next time, see ya, and we might want to be.
That's all we have for you today. So be sure to join us next week for the crossover. And remember, the Tunnel Crew don't play unless we have something to say.